Hi, my name's Eric and I'm with Brunswick Firearms Reviews. Today we're going to be going over a quick overview of the Sig P365. This is again just a quick overview in the unboxing of it. So we'll go ahead and jump right on in there. So this is how they come. This is straight from the factory. Hard plastic case, really nice. It also has locking features here where you can put a padlock of some sort on here to lock the case up, and then your gun can be locked up, which is nice. Two pop-up flaps here. They would just push up, and then the front would come, or the top would come open like that. So let's go ahead and get this turned around so you can see exactly how it comes. Manuals are sitting right here on top. Here's the firearm. First things first was make sure we pretty sure we do know that we're clear. You can see the safety device right here in the chamber. So we're going to go ahead and open it up. First thing we're going to do is remove the mag, check that it's clear. Both mags are clear. Let's go ahead and open it up, get the slide lock in place, remove that safety feature. So we're just going to set that to the side. Now we can take a look at the gun. By the way, you can see how the front side of the barrel kind of lifts upwards. You can see there's a bigger gap right here from between the frame and the barrel than there is towards the back of it. That is normal. So don't think that something's wrong with it. That is normal for that barrel to go up. So, all right, let's close it back down. Take a look at this. Put the magazine back in. First thing I noticed, it has a really nice grip. The grip all the way around, even on the front side, back side, both sides. There is a really good texture on there that really you could feel. It's really nice. I do like it the way they have it on the front side too. The texture is on the grip as well on the front. I really like that. I do notice that there is the finger extension here, and it looks like the other magazine, it's just a flat butt plate, so it's not the extension. But even with the extension, it's really it's really short, so you barely get your pinky on there. So if you have very large hands, this might be a kind of an uncomfortable fit for you. So it is pretty short. Also, the extended mag, it doesn't have the palm of your heel extension. It's just the front side that has the extension. I'm going to go ahead and take this safety tag off so it don't keep dangling here in the way. I'm just going to set it to the side there. This does have night sights. Let's see if you can see them on the camera there. But it does have night sights on this one. They're 3 dots sights. Those are pretty nice. Serrated on the front and the back. One thing I do notice is that the serrations on the front do not go all the way up to where I like it a little bit higher. You can see, let's see if you can get that on the camera, but they kind of stop about right here. So from here up, there is no serrations, just so you know. There is a rail on this gun, so you can put a flashlight, or you could put a combo with the laser or just the laser. This one is not optic ready, but the P365, you can get it where it's optic ready. Also, just so you know, the P365s recently came out with the 380 version. This is the 9 version, but they do have it in the 380 as well, chambered in the 380. So let's see here. Mag release is on the left-hand side. Pretty nice there. Just going to show you on the camera. So it's got pretty good spring in there, so the mag comes out very easily. The slide release is on the left-hand side. Let's see how that is. It is a little stiff. The slide is a little stiff pulling back. So if you have, loss of muscle or arthritis or something, a strength problem in your hand, you might have a little bit of problem racking this gun because it is pretty stiff. Let's see about this slide release. The slide release is almost impossible to work, and I'll turn it around so you can see. The slide release is right here. This would actually slide downwards to release the slide so it can close. It's almost impossible on this thing to do it without releasing the tension, so you will have to pull the slide back a little more to release that tension, and then you can close it. So that slide release is very tough. It is very, very tough. I can release it without taking the pressure off, by pulling the slide back farther, but I will tell you it is tough. That is a very stiff slide release there. Let's go ahead and I want to see, I got some snap caps like I usually do in most of the videos. I want to see what the trigger pull is, the length, how hard it is. I also want to see the reset on it as well for speed shooting. So let's go ahead and we're going to actually put 2 of these rounds in the magazine. Now again, these are snap caps, so they are not, that's not real ammunition. These are the ones that have the spring loaded inside, and your firearm pin would actually hit the center of this, and that spring would absorb all that momentum of the firearm pin coming in so you don't damage your gun. So these are designed so you can sit at home and practice and dry fire your gun without damaging the firearm pins or firearm pin in there. So let's go ahead and put it in. It's not too bad. It's a little bit of a tight spring, a stiff spring, so a speed loader would be nice to use with this. I can tell you right now just by that, this is a 10 round mag. I can tell you probably by the time I get 5 in here, it's going to be really getting tough to load the rest. This does not, I don't believe, no, it does not come with a speed loader, so you might want to pick yourself up one if you're going to be buying the P365. Okay, so I do have the 2 rounds in. Let's go ahead and put it back in there. We're going to go ahead and load one in by racking it here. So we do have one in the chamber. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this trigger and see how long and how hard the trigger pull is. I'm going to try to hold it a little close to the camera so hopefully you can hear the click. So here we go. So it's not a real short trigger pull, but it's not a long trigger pull either. It is pretty much all the way back to fire. Let's see what the release is. Get this one out, let the other one load, set that to the side. All right, so I still have the trigger pulled in, as you can tell, and that's so I can release it, and we'll see how long it is for the reset for rapid fire. And again, I'm gonna try to hold this close to the camera so hopefully you can hear the click. So right there it was, in the pullback. So rapid fire should not be too bad on this gun at all. The reset was fairly short, and of course the pull, since it's short, the pull on it was not real long, but it's not real short, but it's all the way to the rear, completely pulled in before it would fire. So since that reset is short, rapid fire should be pretty good with this P365. So I do like that. All right, so let's get that last one out there, put it to the side in there. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the slide. Let's take a look on the inside, see what we have. So the way you do this, again, you're gonna slide the slide back. We're gonna take the magazine out. We're gonna slide the slide back. We're gonna put the slide stop in place. So let's go ahead and open her up, put it in place so we have her locked. Right next to the slide, here's the slide release or stop, whatever you want, lock, whichever way you're going on the slide, open or close. Right in front of it, you can see a lever here. Let's see, that's longer. It's way longer than what the slide release is. This is how you are going to remove the slide. So with it locked back, you're going to take that and you're going to pivot it down, just like that. You can see now it is downwards. And then what you're going to do, I got to turn it back around, is the slide release. Now by holding the slide, I'm going to release the pressure. I'm going to release the slide lock there so we can close it back up. And then this hole should come right off. So there we are. Now we have the top off from the frame. The barrel slides all one. So we're going to pull the guide rod. Now you can see the guide rod and the spring in here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove that. Again, this is how you would field strip it and clean it as well. So we can remove the barrel. Take a quick look down in here, set this to the side. So the feed ramp, it's got a really short feed ramp, you can see right here. But it does seem to be polished pretty well. So it's pretty dry in here. I'd probably put a little lube where the slide rides on the frame, right on here. But let's, I'm gonna pop that barrel back in here. So to put it back in, the slotted spot right here goes, we're actually gonna put the slide facing downwards. So this is how normally your slide would be on the firearm. We're gonna turn it upside down where it's open, and then that slotted area is gonna be facing up. We're gonna put the barrel back in. And of course we will put our guide rod back in. The bigger portion here goes towards the front, just like that. And let me pull it. So you can see one end of this, let me set the slide down. So this is bigger than this end. You can see this spring is a lot wider. That's gonna go towards the front of the barrel. So we're gonna put it in, right in that little hole right here. It's gonna pop in. Then we're gonna take the spring, push it forward just a little bit, and it'll pop down onto the barrel just like that and hold everything in place. Hopefully you can see that pretty good in the camera. Let's look at the frame. She is really dry, so definitely you probably most likely are going to need to lube it up. It's very dry, even on where the slide rides on the rails here of the frame. Very, very dry. So I would definitely put it in there. The frame itself is polymer, so it's really light. The frame is steel. It is heavy. So this gun put together, if I remember correctly, it's almost 18 ounces. It's like 17 and a half ounces, somewhere in there, between 17 and a half and 18 ounces. So it is over a pound, and that's unloaded. So you got to imagine when you put 10 rounds in there with the lead, it is going to weigh over 18 ounces for sure. So it does have a little weight to it. Now to put this back together on the frame, you can see we still have our little lever here facing down. And we're going to keep it that way until we put the slide on. On the slide, again, it has these rails right here. You can see, hopefully you can see it in the camera right here. And then you can see on the slide, it's got 2 grooves. And those grooves are going to line up with those rails on that slide. So we're going to basically put the barrel on. You can see right in there that they're going to ride right on those rails. We're going to push it all the way back, and I'm going to have to turn this because I am right-handed. We're going to pop it all the way back, put the slide lock in place, and then all we're going to do is, well, it's already turned up by itself, but this what we had, I'll pull it back down. This part right here, to take it off, basically you just pop it backwards, back in place, and she should be ready. I'm gonna put a snap cap back in here because I do want to rack it and dry fire it to make sure that it is working properly. So we do have our snap cap in. Let's go ahead and rack it, and we're gonna pull, and yes. So we are good to go. Let's get that back out, put it up, and put it in. So as you can see, I put the other magazine in where the butt plate does not have the finger extension as this one does. So it does make your gun more compact this way, a little bit smaller for concealment, but you lose that third finger placement. You can barely squeeze it on, but it's not enough, so you do lose that versus the other magazine for the third finger placement. Right there. And also on the magazine, which is really nice, it even has the texture on the extended mag here for your hand and your third finger placement. One thing is the trigger to me on these things is forward a lot. Like I wish it was set back a little bit more and had more room up here. You can see it's kind of in the center of it. But there's a big gap. I mean, I can put my finger behind the trigger through the trigger guard. There's so much space there, so I'm not for sure why that is. But it does have a very crisp trigger as well. When I did pull and fire and dry fire this gun, the trigger is pretty crisp. It's not like a flat trigger, which I really like. I probably would replace the trigger in this one and put a flat trigger in there. I think with the flat trigger, this would be an amazing gun, especially for rapid firing. But let's take a look and see what comes with it. Of course, we do have the manual. Again, the warranty information is in the back of this gun. So you do need to register online for your warranty. Is an important step with Sig Sauer. So you do, obviously it looks like you need to activate the warranty once you get it. So make sure you do that. And the warranty registration, again, there's a website. I don't know if you can see it in there, but there is a website that you would go to register to activate your warranty, basically. So you need to make sure you do that. It's very important that you do that so your warranty will be good if you need it. Hopefully you don't need the warranty, but at least it would be there. There also is something in here. If this firearm was optic ready, it tells you about the Romeo Zero that you could get optic, or the trigger guard lasers. They make a light and a laser for that would actually go onto the trigger guard of the firearm. So that's in there as well. Let's see, holsters. You can buy extra mags. It looks like they do sell a 12 and a 15 round mag that you could get for the P365. That 15 round mag, I would have to imagine, would really stick down pretty far. Probably, it's probably going to be about that much longer. So it would be quite a bit. I don't know for concealment if that would be a great magazine to have, but it probably would make it more fun at the range when you're shooting with it. Let's see here. Underneath, okay, yeah, here we go. So under here, it does come with your lock. You can see these locks are pretty standard. They come with most of your firearms. Some of them come with the trigger lock. This one is the cable lock, which, like I said, a lot of them have them. Basically, what you could do with this one is you would remove the magazine, pull the slide back, put the lock in place. Now you have two options to put it in. You can take this cable, undo it, one side comes out of the lock, and you would feed it down the barrel and out of the chamber here. It would come out, and then you would lock it in place sort of like that. Or you could take it and run it down through the magazine well and put it back, and then you would lock it. It kind of look like that. I kind of like it going through my mag well just because it's bigger than trying to feed it through the barrel. But yeah, so that's the P365. A little heavy. It does come with the two magazines, barrel length. This one shows it's around 3 inch. So pretty well built. Does have a little weight. X-ray sights I do like. By the way, you can get them with the SAS sights, the SAS bullseye sights, where they basically it is built where the optic, if it's optic ready, kind of where it's cut out, and it would be set and recessed down into the barrel, and so or the slide, I'm sorry, and then you would actually be looking, kind of it would be right here, pop up on the back of the slide. So you kind of like, it's almost like you're looking into the top back end of the slide. They are very good sights. If you've never seen one, it would be worth it to go find one where you can look at. They are amazing sights. The SAS sights are. But with the SAS sights, the firearm does run, it's a higher price to have those. So that's why a lot of folks just go with the nighttime sights. To me, I think the SAS sights are great. The only problem, they are fiber optic, so you have to have some low light to make them work properly. But yeah, overall, this is really great, nice, crisp trigger. Like I said, the only thing I would prefer is if the trigger was recessed back a little bit more instead of so much space behind it. But again, the P365 9mm made by Sig Sauer.